Motivated to Win 305 Radio coming at y'all with another banger. I'm here with my brother Shad, DJ Inspires and Brother Shad, having real hip-hop conversations right now. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the history of hip-hop, where music is today, the great falls of certain artists. Brother Shad, what's going on with you, dog?
Yeah, nice man sitting here in the Starbucks having a cup of coffee. You understand?
Okay. Man, I had to get you on, man. I've been wanting to get you on for a while. And whenever we get together, we have some real good conversations on this rap shit.
Yeah.
But we was talking about some things, man. What do you think about the state of hip hop today?
Well, I think the state of hip hop today is I can't say it's good or bad. I just think it's just a different generation doing it. You know what I mean? You still have a lot of older artists out there that's still putting in work, and people are still going out to see their shows and stuff like that. It's turning into what our parents would look at as like R&B acts are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of turning into that nostalgia thing, where a lot of groups are starting to get their flowers. You know what I mean? Number one, congratulations to Bone Thugs and Harmony for getting their star on the Walk of Fame. It's much deserved.
Congratulations to Bone, man. When did they get that?
I don't know if it's done yet or when it's coming up, but it's supposed to be, sometime this year. I'm assuming.
Okay.
But
it's in the works.
It's in the works, yeah. And I always felt like, the thing is, like, hip-hop groups didn't survive like they should have, but someone always broke off solo or somebody got bigger than the other artist or other cases. It's just good to see after 30 years, of their first release. I'm pretty sure they've been together for longer than 30, but for 30 years after their, or actually it's a little bit more than 30 years, 31 years after their first release.
Right, because we're talking about 30 years of the anniversary of the 1995 release, Eternal.
Yes.
With the hits Crossroads, Buddha Lovers, Eternal. What's a big song off there that you fuck with, Shad?
To be honest with you, I listened to the whole album from back to back. It's not, to me, it's one of the only, I don't want to say one of the only, because there's a few Bone albums I like where, from start to finish, I felt as though it was great, you know what I mean? Where I don't have to skip a song. And that's saying something, because now I feel like the albums that come out now, no matter what artist it is, you have to skip certain songs. It's just either the beats off or the message is off or the content or something like that. But this thing kind of like, I don't know, it's funny. You was dying from the beginning of the album all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. You said we was dying? Yeah. What you mean?
Dying from it. They was killing more niggas in that album than, I don't know if anybody ever got killed like they got killed in that album. People 100, you know what I'm saying? But nah. But keep it real though, yeah, I going from my childhood, man, I was always like that. To me, it's like, I felt like it was like Ruthless version of the Chronic.
Yeah. The thing about Bone, though, man, I don't know about how you feel, but when it comes to Bone, whenever Bone is winning, I feel like we winning. When them guys from the Chronic, man, I love, that whole movement, the Lady of Rage, Corrupt, DOC, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those, Nate Dogg, I love a lot of them guys from the Death Row Chronic era. But I don't have the same, but when Bone win, when Bone is winning and getting awards and things like that, I feel like we winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bone, we weren't just fans, the music, if you was if you was in the Bone and you listen to Bone on a regular basis, it was like we was all family members or extension
Yeah,
members of the Bone family.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Now with the
I can understand
Eternal
that.
album, are you saying that this was one of your first albums, rap albums that you played with no skips?
Nah, nah, it definitely wasn't the first album I played with no skips.
Was it an album with no skips though? Because you said something like that when you was just talking.
You said that I think it was an album with no skips.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think it was an album with no skips. I think you could pop the tape in and just rock it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there's not, every artist, has a point in time when they're artists and they struggle, right?
Right.
Um, but I felt like the first two Bone albums, when it came to, East 1999 and Turn on Creeping on the Come Up, Creeping on the Come Up was so short that you couldn't really afford to have a skip on that album. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just let that thing ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but I felt like, the second album they had, with a lot of the storytelling and, especially the storytelling of the song Die, Die, Die. Like, I always thought that was interesting. And then what was the other one? Down 71.
Oh
You
hell
know
yeah.
what I mean? I thought the storytelling in that was really, really great. Um,
Make you scared to ride down 71,
yeah,
huh?
a little something.
Ain't no fun.
But yeah, yeah. But listening to those songs, I'm not from Cleveland, but I got a vivid picture of what Cleveland probably was like. You feel me? The
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that never been to Cleveland that's avid Bone fans. I know this one guy, Rainwater, he be on Boss Talk Radio, Boss Talk 101 show. He
Mm-hmm.
he's from Houston. But he said, growing up listening to Bone, he said he was from Cleveland. Like he felt that shit so hard he wanted to go to East Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? From
Yeah,
Houston. And I'm sure like there's a lot of people like across the board, like I said, just listen to Bone, man. We all felt like we was connected with them guys, man.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
the
Because
funny thing about it
the
is, like,
pain and the struggle that they talked about in their music.
the funny thing about it is, I always heard about people talking about like Bones sound like them, or Bones trying to sound like them, and stuff like that. But when you go back and listen to like earlier tapes that everybody like they were talking about, Bone might have got their style from the what was the group from out of the West Coast that were kind of like trying to, I don't know, kind of on the same vibe as can't remember the name of the other group either.
Souls of Mischief.
Nah, not Schools of Mischief. Nah. They, uh,
You sure it wasn't Souls of Mischief? Because I'm sure that's what they was talking about.
nah. Give me a second. I'll look it up. See, I should be prepared for this, but I'm not. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
But
but I have it. I have it in this.
it was
Give me a
coming from that
second.
Bay Area, man.
Yeah, I think they were coming from the Bay Area. Um, but the one thing I don't like about getting on your phone sometimes is that the whole program switches up when you.
What program was you talking about?
I'm on YouTube right now trying to look for my life. So I just liked something the other day, and the whole thing is just changing. And like, oh, your history, your playlist, your videos.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, where's my likes at?
Freestyle Fellowship.
Freestyle Fellowship. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Yes.
All right.
So, yeah, but when you listen to them, they didn't sound like Bone. I think what happens is everybody felt like somebody who rapped fast. Like, you can go to the Fruit Snickers, you can go to Twisted Do or Die, you can go to, Push Your Conflict. A lot of times you see artists that have the same like similar look. You know what I mean? And record companies would put them in similar situations, they give them similar beats, stuff like that. But their whole added flow, their whole conversation, everything they're talking about is completely different. And that was like when people used to compare 3 6 Mafia to Bone Thugs. There wasn't even. I didn't think there was even. I don't think none of them sound alike. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was I like about none of them. You know what I mean? I felt like every body in 6 6 Mafia had a complete different style other than Bone Thugs. Like they had their own style. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, from my perspective, I never heard anybody like Bone when they came out. I ain't hear nothing like sonically, like on a record. You never heard nothing like that on a record. And you was just like, people would just stop what they was doing and listen to what they was saying, bro, because they just had so much to say, man, at a rapid speed and style that you never really heard before.
Yeah, I think they put a big R&B aspect into the style of rap that they were doing. Kind of like a sing-songy type thing, but it worked. You know what I mean? It worked.
Go back and listen to the points. Go back and listen to the song "The Points" from the Panther soundtrack, y'all. If y'all listen to that, you'll hear how these new artists just was smashing on records with experienced rappers that's been rapping, and they came out smashing, taking over songs. Like, you didn't want to rap after these guys on a record.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get away from this lawnmower and about to disrupt this a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I thought cutting grass already in the morning, man. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
They trying to get to it, man.
I'm trying to enjoy my coffee. They're gonna work on a Saturday. You feel me?
Yeah, they trying to get to it in a major way.
Yeah, you know, like that. But yeah, all in all though, yeah, you know, with the whole, you know, 31 years in the game, you know, 30 years for one of the biggest selling albums. Well, I guess it is their biggest selling album, right? I think it is.
So yeah, I think it definitely is. I mean, as the Bone fans, we all got different thoughts on our favorite Bone album. But I think that this is the most selling, yes. From the Crossroads song alone, I think that's their biggest selling single, right?
I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, I mean they've had a lot of like single hits. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I just remember they played that song for like that song was on the radio and on music videos for over a year, I think.
Yeah, it spent so it actually beat a Beatles record for a number one song. Which is weird because like talking about like, you know, songs that stayed on the top 10, they were beating Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men at the time, which Boyz II Men was a mega R&B group. You couldn't go nowhere without singing them, hearing their names, none of that stuff. And Mariah Carey, you know, her resume speaks for itself, right?
Right.
But you had these, you know, it was 5 of them. 4 of them was on the song. 4 guys from Cleveland, you know, that were, you know, thugs and, you know what I mean? Everything like that to, you know, to the staple in hip hop history over like R&B and over, you know, rock icons, you know, like the Beatles, I still listen to Beatles music to this day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely an achievement. I don't know how many other.
I think
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I don't know how many other rap artists have really done that.
Yeah, rap artists, but Shad, I think the only artist that I know that music would play on MTV for over a year was Michael Jackson songs. Like that's the only in my comparison. I don't remember the Beatles because born in
running
the
around doing the
'80s.
Beatles, and there wasn't on TV.
Well, yeah, born in the '80s, and when MTV was jumping, I really don't. I guess I wasn't tapped in, or I didn't see that on MTV like that. But Michael
Yeah,
Jackson songs like "Smooth Criminal," like "Black and White," these songs played on MTV for over a year. And then when it comes to Crossroads, it felt like 2 years they played that song as a hit single.
yeah. Well, I think it's something that everybody can relate to. You know what I mean?
Definitely definitely something that somebody could relate to. We all can relate to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but the media just soaked it up for so long. It's just something that I couldn't see happening today with the way things are now. But man, shouts out to Bone, man.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely.
I know
Yeah,
they doing their thing now. Like you said, the Walk of Fame. They on tour like crazy. I think the whole group is together now. I think.
yeah. And I think, like I said, I feel like to see even when you see four of them together, you know what I mean? Um, it's still good. The funny thing about it is they have they had a hit song and won a Grammy, another Grammy, when it was only three of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, much respect to that too. So and it's good to see that the group, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to hear them solo. I don't want to hear them. I want to hear them all together. Whatever the case may be. But the thing is, with the situation with them is, it's good to see that they're so versatile that they can. You got Crazy going to go through a single and it become a hit. You got Busy going on the single and become a hit. Lazy on the single and become a hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can listen to somebody's underground tape and they're still putting it down on the underground tape. Like it was like they were rapping like it was the last time they're gonna rap. You feel me? Um, you can listen to their discography and just see how much music they have and how how long they've been in the game, even when they were together, split. Only two members rapping together, three members rapping together, how they were making hits all over the place with all different variations of the group, and it still was the five main core people part of the group, even when they were out of the group. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing in its own, because it's almost like a temptation twin. You know what I'm saying? Like how the Temptations were able to make hits with various artists. You know what I'm saying? All the time, and switching artists out, lead singers going out. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this question: with their main album like Eternal, and then the EP before that, Creeping on the Come Up, Days of Our Lives single from Set It Off to Art of War, the double CD. Was DJ Unique an intricate part of all those three albums and music from 94 to 97?
Was Easy an integral part of their music from '94 to '97? You're saying?
DJ Unique. DJ
DJ
Unique.
Unique. I think it's Easy. My fault. No. Yeah, DJ Unique was. Every dope artist has a dope producer behind them for the catch. You see what I'm saying? So DJ Unique and Bone does like bread and butter, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? They found the sound. You know what I mean? They found the sound that that enhanced everything about their group, and he found a group that enhanced everything about his sound. You know what I'm saying? It's like peanut butter and jelly. You put that thing together. You feel me? But yeah. DJ Unique was very interesting. If you ask me, he's one of the most interesting artists, DJs I ever heard.
Okay.
Just because of some of the beat selections that he was using, and some of the things that, like East 1999 Eternal, a few of the beats off the album came from came from this video game called Eternal Champions, which was a Sega. It was only on Sega Genesis at the time, the 16-bit Sega Genesis. I still remember it because I played this game.
That beat is hard. That beat is hard.
Yeah, but he used a few of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was very. It was different at the time. It was dark, but it was different. And all the years that I played that game, I never really caught on to the beats. But I remember I used to play that game, be jamming to the music on the video game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to see that he took and flipped beats from a video game was kind of actually interesting because.
Now, what song we talking about? We talking about the Crossroads original version?
So yeah, you have that song on there.
And
the song Eternal.
Wait. So the Crossroads original version is what video game?
From the video game. From Eternal Champions.
Eternal Champions. So
yes.
And that's the original Crossroads, right? Yes,
the original one.
Okay. Now you saying Eternal?
Eternal was a beat that was taken from that. Bo Murder was another one that was taken from there.
What song? What video game though?
Everything was from Eternal Champions. All the video game beats.
Okay.
Was from Eternal Champions. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
And which hits the name Eternal, right?
Yeah, like a motherfucker.
I'm trying to think. Then they used, for the first of the month, they used a beat from this group called Section 8. Section 8, what's it called?
Gerald Levert.
Check that.
Gerald Levert.
No, it wasn't Gerald Levert.
It was.
It was, it was, who was singing on there? What's the name of it? It's called I Just Want to Be a Girl. It's the name of the song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was from Levert.
And you had the Keith Sweat, the Keith Sweat beat, you know what I mean? Buddha Lovers, you know what I'm saying? This kind of took on a whole life of its own. Yeah, but yeah, it was definitely East 1999 Eternal album is definitely a hip hop classic. There's many people. There's a lot. I think it's a lot of people that are naysayers about the whole, because it's everything is always geared to New York and New York hip hop, but there's no denying that. If you don't want to call it a Midwest album, it's probably one of the top. Definitely got to be in one of the top 10 West Coast albums of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What's this? I Just Want to Be Your Girl. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah. Trying to pull it up now to find the
by chapter 8?
Chapter 8, that's the group. I said Section 8. Chapter 8, that's the name of it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what it is. I thought that was a Gerald Levert song. God damn it.
Yeah, I Just Want to Be Your Girl is the name of the song. Chapter 8, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead singer on that song, I think, was Anita Baker. I think it's Anita Baker.
When that first of the month came out, my God, that video.
Is it Anita Baker or is it Regina Bell? Now that's going to bother me because now I got to really look deeper because now I'm getting mad because I can't remember nothing right now.
Yeah. Damn.
It's Anita Baker.
It is?
It's Anita Baker. Yeah. All right. I'm normally on point with this. You know what I mean? I didn't get all my coffee in me yet. But yeah.
I'm here with you, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes, but with a lot of the music from back in the day, the I don't want to call it beat jacking because I feel like people, I feel like music, the hip hop style isn't the hip hop sound without R&B, right?
Hey, Shad, hold on for a second, homie.
Right?
Oh, shit. This is right here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the afros coming out, bro, with the Cavs jerseys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They had the old school Cavalier jerseys too. Those are the Cavs jerseys I like, man.
What's my man, Mark Price, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when he was the point guard and things like that, man.
Yeah.
Man, riding down Lee Road. Man, listen, that video, every day was the first of the month when that song came out.
I know, right?
You know, they was kind of in a battle with that song and the Loonies. I Got Five on it. I feel like both of those songs were out and about around the same time, the music videos.
Yeah. So I'm gonna so like the Loonies, right? Let's say them with Bone Thugs and everything like that. Yo, I thought it was funny because I'm sitting here thinking about like the music that I used to record off the radio, right, back in the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like the first of the month, I got five on it, Buddha Lovers, and then Biggie's was it Warning? Biggie's Warning all kind of just flowed right there and there. You know what I mean? It just all went together. You know what I mean? It wasn't. No, I don't think it was Warning.
Hold on, I want to
I
play.
think it was
I want to play that like that. Okay, give me them songs again.
So first of the month, I got five on it.
First of the month,
right?
I got five on it.
Biggie's Warning, and then Buddha Lovers, right? I felt like that was just kind of like the whole, you know what I mean? Just let it ride. Those five songs right there, you just let go.
That's
let
four.
ride,
that's four songs.
I'm sorry, four songs. Yeah, you can let it ride. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play when we done. I'm gonna play those songs together and just see how they go, man. Try not to get no copyright strike, but you know what? We gonna ride out.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know how Biggie goes with that mix, but I'm just gonna let it ride because Shad's mixes are legendary.
Well, what it was, I felt like at that time, those were my biggest songs. Because you got to remember, like, so some people are like, oh, well, that's not the right year. Biggie's Warning to come out. Well, no, Biggie's Warning was out. Biggie's album dropped in 94, right? 95 his first album dropped.
It dropped in 94, Shad, but that was the album
94?
of
Okay.
But Shad, that was the album of 95. That was 95. That album was so big that it just lasted. It was like summer 94 came out, but that was the 95, man.
So from 94 to 97, Biggie didn't need to put another album out.
He didn't need to.
So much music for that. So much music was played off of Ready to Die. And I'll be honest,
respect to Biggie, because so many hits just came from that album.
The album, yeah. And to be honest with you, man, like, I always liked Life After Death better than Ready to Die. Because I thought Life After Death was such a mature album, and it was really, you know, it showed him as a more versatile artist, right? It was a little cleaner. It wasn't as, it wasn't as hard of an album. Like, you could there was some songs on it you could kind of listen to with your folk, right?
No, you can't. What folk?
Ready to Die.
What folk?
Ready to Die.
That shit went.
Nah. Like I said, we had a couple jams on there that you can listen to.
I need another bitch. Hey, my nigga, what song you playing with your folks, nigga?
Sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely one.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. How to Rob? Come on,
Hypnotized. hypnotized. You know what I mean? But no, but the first album, that shit was so that shit was so raw, that it just you wanted to keep that thing in your headphones because you know what I'm saying. It's either was in your headphones or it was in your car while you was driving. You put that thing up on, 25 while you driving. You feel me?
Bad Boy. It was nasty.
Yeah.
Bad Boy was nasty.
Yeah.
And it was the response.
My thing is,
wait. It was the response. Hey, wait. It was the response to Doggy Style.
Okay.
Yep. It was like, you want to come out with a nasty record? We gonna come out with a nasty record.
But Doggy Style wasn't that nasty though. Not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was the nastiest record of the time.
What was it?
Separating Luke. I mean, I really couldn't tell you that much about Luke, but on globally accepted hip hop records, rap records of the time, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style had everybody in an uproar. Dolores C. Tucker and Bob Dole. Dolores C. Tucker and Bob Dole, they was like, they was like, this the nastiest stuff it's gotta go.
Well, I think it was because of the illustration in the album, the pictures and stuff. But yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess looking back at the time, because I'm trying to really think, but I felt like Two Live Crew was a lot nastier than what Doggy Style was. Or, there was other groups that we didn't really listen to, or other artists that was out there that we really didn't listen to like that. Because you figure, Too Short used to always talk about that picking. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no missing what he was saying because Short kind of raps slow. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, he was like, exactly what it was. Yes.
And Too Short been out. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good point,
though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but you don't really get artists anymore because everything now is so fast paced. And that's the one thing I do miss about the '90s. Everything wasn't at your fingertips, so you had to really earn it. You really had to want it, and when you got music, you really listened to it. Now, artists can drop albums, nonstop. They're dropping albums from their living room. They're dropping albums from their cell phone. You know what I mean? So you don't get that. You don't get that anticipation no more. By the time you finally get into an album, they don't put another album out. You're like, oh, let me catch up on this one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or they got a hit song, so you don't really get to appreciate the music like you used to because it comes out so fast, which I'm not against because I feel like you always got new flavors in your ear, no pun intended. Bad boy, baby.
New flavor in your ear.
Yeah, but as far as the nostalgia of missing going to record stores and spending hours in the record store to try to find, that perfect, you got to spend $20 on a record. You want to find that perfect thing that you want to set off. Or, I say record, but I meant album. You want to spend that $15, $20 on an album. You want to make sure when you put that in your tape that you want to ride with it. You want to really appreciate this thing because if not, you're going to be mad that you got 20 bills. You know what I'm saying?
They used to happen to us a lot, though.
You got something with just one song on it, and that's what I mean. Like, now, people can get away with having one or two good songs on an album, and the rest of the album could be trash. You know what I mean? But then one or two songs are, like, great. You feel me? Well, back in the day, you had to put together, that's why it took so long, because people would record hundreds of tracks and pick the best 20 tracks or best 16 tracks to put on the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if we had a streaming service back then, we probably wouldn't even give a damn as much as we do now.
No.
If we had just something we didn't have to go walk to, just on our Walkman, we just go through music, we probably even wouldn't give a damn as much as we do now about this history and this music.
Nah. Or where the music comes from, or stuff like that. Or most people don't even know the backstories of their favorite artists, And then when a scandal comes out, they're like, oh. and I've been supporting this person, and I'm so nah, it don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Like you so surprised, right? You so fucking
yeah, you
surprised.
surprised. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
The best part was the funniest thing was I knew somebody back in the day that got so upset when he found out that Frank Ocean was was gay, right? So I started laughing about it because I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, so what's it got to do with anything? You still like the person's music, right? They're like, well, yeah. So why are you worried about what they do? I mean, that's kind of his business, you know what I'm saying? I said, but if you like his music, you like his music.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and a lot of them R&B guys, respectfully, they know what to say to the ladies because it's a lot of R&B artists that are like that, respectfully.
Yes, yes, and I mean,
To each his own, like Luther Vandross.
each his own.
You know what I mean?
Allegedly, we still don't really know.
We don't know. But they said he was singing to a boy.
Yeah. But Luther was a bad motherfucker.
He was. So what's your thoughts on? You was talking to me about this Ja Rule situation.
Oh yeah.
And like, what's up, Shad? What was you talking about with Ja Rule, bro? Just break it down for me.
So I was saying with Ja Rule, which is funny, I still feel like he's probably one of the biggest drop off of any popular artist.
Drop off,
like that.
Drop off.
Like where he just pretty much everything just kind of fell apart for him, after his beef with 50 Cent. Like, he still was swinging. He tried to put up a good fight, but just nothing was clicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it hasn't really clicked since his falling out, or him losing the battle with 50 Cent. And the bad thing about it was I didn't think 50 really out-rapped him. I just think 50 just his whole personality just like left him stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Ja Rule is definitely defeated in the situation. However you want to look at it. He was bullied or outnumbered or out-mediated.
I don't think he got outnumbered or outbullied because I really do believe that they kind of held more of the chips than anybody else because they had the magazines and everything. It's just,
I mean,
Eminem
was one of the biggest artists of that time. We talking about 02. Eminem was a big deal. Was a whole big deal. Still is, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But
I only had to talk to my wife about that.
Okay.
They got a bunch of them. I'm on the phone with dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
My man, the lobby opens up at like 10 today. So you can come in and talk to somebody. Open up around 10. Yeah. Basically, 9:30. 9:30. Yep. All right. Okay. Let's cut that out.
Yeah. But man, Ja Rule, 50 Cent. I'm not that well versed in this whole situation, but it was a big fall for Ja Rule, and I felt bad for the brother. I felt bad for the situation.
Yeah. I don't know how bad I really felt for it.
You didn't give a damn.
Yeah, no, not really too much. I mean, don't get it twisted. I rocked with his music for a little bit, I mean, just like everybody else did. But and it's still he does have classic hits. It's just they get played very, very little anymore. You know what I'm saying? And there again, like I said, 50 just when he came out, it's just there again. 50 was like Snoop Dogg. The Snoop Dogg effect was like the 50 Cent effect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, man. 50 Cent. Ja Rule. But yeah, people know 50 Cent more for his movies and media than his music nowadays.
I think he makes more movies and media and stuff like that than he does music. But you know that Get Rich or Die Trying, that's a classic too. So he's been around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's done a lot of music with a lot of different artists. You know what I mean?
That
And
is a classic.
He's really survived every single beef he was in. Like everybody who's ever really kind of beef with 50, besides Jadakiss and Fat Joe, kind of, you know, um, I think they're the only two that really kind of kept their music careers really, really going like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, 50's Get Rich or Die Trying album, that's more of a classic than any album that Ja Rule has, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ja Rule doesn't have a classic album, does he?
Hmm. I think if you were going to say any classic album he had, it's probably Rule 316 was probably be his classic album, I would think.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Pain is Love. Is that another album he had? Or
Yeah, yep.
yeah, but
He had a lot of hits on both of them. Rule 316 and Pain is Love. A lot of radio hits on there, but people never like say, "Oh, this album is a classic, Ja Rule." Like, I never heard anybody even say that. But when it comes to 50, when it comes to Get Rich or Die Trying, you will hear people say, Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic.
yeah,
Like, you hear Get Rich or Die Trying, you know who's artist that is. You hear Illmatic, you know who the artist is. When you hear certain albums, Reasonable Doubt, you don't have to say the artist, you know who the artist is.
yeah.
But with Ja Rule, I don't know if he has one of those.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I don't know either. I don't know. Like I said, I have to go back and like actually listen to his albums. Again, like I said, his albums are totally for so long. You know what I mean? And I don't think it helped any that he started running around looking like Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like Tupac light. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt. Part of the career too. He's saying.
Yeah. They didn't care at first, though. Because he came out the gate with that. They didn't care at first.
Yeah, I felt like he was the first. He was the first New York artist that really tried to look like a West Coast artist. If that makes any sense. Right?
Yeah, they said he blew up on the West Coast first.
Yeah, he looked in beats. Everything looked like a West Coast artist, and I feel like 50 actually had the West Coast beats, the real West Coast sound.
Right.
That blew him up on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? With Dre being the producer and, all the other producers he had. He had Quick producing music for him. Like, essentially, 50 might be the first New York West Coast artist.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
He was at the Super Bowl on the West Coast, with that Super Bowl performance with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. So,
yeah.
Hey,
as he should have been. He should have been. I mean, look, I can't knock that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
can't
his
knock that at all.
What's his residency is in Las Vegas on the West Coast.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I was talking to somebody, and they were trying, and this is where revisionist history comes in, where people will, put Jay Z in that light. Everybody keeps saying like Jay Z was like I think Jay Z is one of the most consistent rappers of all time. Let me get that out the way. You know what I mean? He's been consistently a great artist since he came out, right? But at one point in time, I was saying Ja Rule was a big artist. He was everywhere. He was on, he had songs, videos. He was on TV shows, movies. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule was everywhere. Jay Z wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
hey, Sean, Jay-Z
Yeah,
was consistently an artist the whole time.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
Wait, I'm saying something different than what you're saying. Listen to me
uh,
clear. Jay-Z was consistently an artist the whole time. He wasn't
yeah.
consistently a great artist the whole time, but he was consistently an artist. You feel me?
I would beg to differ. I would say Jay Z has consistently been a great artist the whole time. I think Jay Z had a lot of different rubs that made him even better. Made his music come out more. Because no matter how you look at it, you got to get the machine behind you, right? Some people break the machine, right? Where they break through all the BS, you know what I'm saying, and come to the top. But some people create the machine, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then some people are put in position by the machine, So,
Right.
but yeah, but there was a lot of factors that kind of brought Jay-Z to especially the people who he collaborated with. It didn't seem like he was afraid to collaborate with certain people. You know what I mean? Where everybody else wouldn't touch certain artists or touch certain sounds, he would.
Yeah, that's definitely a great marketing strategy.
Yeah. But I felt like I always felt like this. We were talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I felt like if Bone was did more features with artists, because you figure they feature with a lot of their own artists or people from the neighborhood and stuff like that, or lesser known artists. If they did more features with a lot of artists out there, like I don't think Bone Thugs ever did a song with Jay-Z. They never did a song with Lil Wayne. They never did a song with nobody from Cash Money. Even when Cash Money was hot, like they never jumped on like hot artists' track like that. They kind of had their own lane. I don't know if it's spiteful then or not.
I beg to differ though, because when they were with Ruthless Records, they featured with a lot of artists. Let's see. Mariah Carey. Hold up. Mariah Carey. That was a big feature. With Breakdown. Biggie. Notorious Big with Notorious Thugs. That was a big one. Fallen, Flesh and Bone and Montel Jordan. That was a big one.
But I don't know how big that song really was, but I liked it, but I don't know how big it really, how big the status of that song really was.
Hey, that was on a soundtrack, wasn't it?
Nah, that was on one of his albums, and the Flesh and Bone verses got taken off, so it really.
What? What?
Yeah, they took Def Jam took the verses off.
No, they did.
On the song.
Oh my God.
You have to go find the video to get the verse, get Flesh and Bone verse. You ain't gonna find.
Are you kidding me?
Streaming service. Nah, I'm serious. Yeah, they took the verses off.
Wait, you just said they took it off the streaming service. So are you telling me they got original copies of that out?
On YouTube. You can find it on YouTube.
But I mean, were they pressed? They were pressed?
I don't know. I know every time I download any Montel Jordan music, I've never heard Flesh and Bones verses on that song. And the song just doesn't really hit without him on it.
Now, Shad, I know you for a long time, dog. About 30 years. Didn't you have the Montel Jordan cassette, or was that the first album you had, or was that a single? What did you have?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I ever bought that album.
Okay. All right.
I don't think I ever bought it because I think
You had the first one then?
was
it the first one you had? This is how we do it?
I don't think I might have the single. I don't think I ever had a Montel. I don't think I ever bought a Montel Jordan album, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you fool with Montel Jordan? Did you like him?
Yeah, I did like his music. I don't think I ever really it was like, all right, I'm going to go buy this Montel Jordan now. Wait, ooh, this came out. Let me get this instead. You know what I mean? $20. You know what I'm saying?
That's all we had to work with.
Went.
All we had to work with was $20, so.
All you had to work with $20. You better get what you can.
Get what you can.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I don't know. But what I am saying is there was a lot of other artists because you got to figure like they featured on Big, right? Which is later, you know, it was kind of at the height of the East Coast West Coast beef, was kind of trying to bridge the gap for West. You know, that was a marketing ploy, right?
Right.
Try to bridge the gap between East Coast West Coast beef, right?
Right.
They pretty much stole the song with Tupac from Busy and said, "Nah, this is a group song. That's a unique beat, unique our DJ."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then they had to get all types of clearances. You know what I'm saying? And put the song on their album, and you didn't even know because it didn't have a feature. When we bought the Art of War album, we didn't know Tupac was featured on there because it didn't have a feature sign of him on there. With them being on Rufus and Pac being a part of Death Row, they didn't put the feature sign on there. It came out. It said Thug Love on there, and that was it. And when that joint came out, you heard Tupac. So I'm like, wait a minute, they got Tupac on there. Wait a minute, what's this? You know what I mean? It was one of the biggest surprises on an album I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
This is after his demise. This is after he passed.
After he passed, yeah. But all I'm saying is Bone didn't do a whole lot of features with a whole lot of people who were like huge artists, right? Like when they were doing songs with Fat Joe wasn't, you know, and Pun. They did the songs with Fat Joe and Pun. Pun wasn't really known yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fat Joe was kind of known, but he wasn't really known. Like, you know, he wasn't known like that. He wasn't on everybody's radio like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they did these features, but their features didn't cross mainstream. Let's just put it that way, like that, right?
Okay.
Like as much as we love Thug Love never even came on the radio. They don't play it on the radio. It's not a radio song. You know what I mean?
I got to talk about Thug Love for a minute. The Tupac song, the notorious, the Bone Thugs and Harmony song that featured Tupac, Thug Love.
Mm-hmm.
Bone has so many different styles musically, and so does Tupac. I just wish that they could have came out with a more mellow, smooth type harmonizing flow sound than what came out. I feel like Tupac was on his Machiavelli bomb first time period when he dropped that song. Because he sounded like he was really mad.
Also, you got to remember, the whole group wasn't in the studio.
It was just busy.
No. I'm on the phone. Give me 20 minutes, I'll get with you, all right? Give me 20 minutes. My bad, bro. But,
it's all good,
yeah, but what I was saying was, they all weren't in the studio like they were in the studio with Big. They all weren't in the studio like they were in the studio with Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody was not, you know, it was just Busy, Silky Fine, and Tupac in the studio. So, you know, you play a beat, and DJ Unique just happened to have this beat on here, and it came to life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's an original version of Thug Love, which is Busy and Silky Fine. You know what I'm saying? And then
Busy. So wait, Busy, Silky Fine, and Tupac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What version
You
you
know what I
like
mean?
better?
Huh?
What version do you like better?
Um, it's two different songs, right? So the pop verse is still the same, right?
Right.
But everybody changed, like Busy changed his verse up a little bit. Um, because Busy Bones' verse was more of a militant verse, like Pop's verse was, right? But then when everybody got on it, the whole thing changed, right?
Right.
So yeah, like I said, but with Pop, it stayed the same. Everybody, you know, what did their verses around Pop, so it wasn't like they had time in the studio together. And Tupac worked very fast, and in the last days he was working fast, so it wasn't like they would have had time to really sit down and do a verse and get high in the studio like they did with Big and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately.
So yeah,
Unfortunately, it would have been nice if they collaborated and did more music together.
yeah.
Because,
But,
like,
Tupac was more on different mission than what other artists was on. But I mean, people know when their demise is coming. You kind of can feel it. You know what I mean? I think anyway. You know what I mean? So you start reaching out more. You start doing a little bit more. You try, especially if you're trying to leave a legacy. You know what I'm saying?
man,
So
Tupac had the features like Smile, Scarface featuring Tupac. Are You Still Down? Are You Still Down? With Tupac and John B. Um, it was so many features that Tupac had. Um, that was just like a great record. I was like, man, if they did more music together, Tupac, John B, Tupac, Bone Thugs, Tupac, E40, Scarface. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Too Short. Like, if they did more music together, man,
yeah,
we didn't have enough time.
yeah. Okay, you want Oreos? Which one do you want? The blondes or the regular? Regular.
But yeah, Shy, I just wanted to chop it up with you, man. Talk this music shit. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
dog. We're gonna get you back on. And we're gonna
yeah,
talk some more
yeah,
music shit when you got some time. Cause there's a lot
yeah,
going
definitely.
on. We'd like to talk about some Houston music, you know what I mean, Houston rap,
Yeah,
Midwest rap, what's new and trending, just generally in the rap music industry, and
yeah.
things like that.
Next year I got to get my notes together, so I'm not caught off guard by some of these questions, man. What I mean, I'm normally on point, but I'm just so
You was on point,
busy
dog.
and running.
No, you was
You know what
on
I
point,
mean?
but we're gonna back and do
I'm up here,
we're gonna get back
I'm
and
up
do
here,
this again.
up here stuttering and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I can't be out here stuttering and, on the block. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. E40 stuttered his raps and that shit came out good.
E40's a monster, yo.
For sure. But Sha, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, dog. Thanks for tuning in to
All
the
right.
radio station, Motivate to Win 305 Radio. Tune in, tap in to us again. We're gonna give some more reviews and more comments on what's going on in the music game. Peace and wonderful blessings. We out.